Okay, so have you ever been stuck on hold? Like forever with that awful music?
Oh, yeah.
Just drumming your fingers, thinking about all the things you'd rather be doing, waiting to finally get a human on the line, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we've all been there. You know, those customer service calls that make you want to scream.
Yep.
But what if there was a way to, like, not just survive those calls? What if we could maybe even turn them into a win?
Interesting.
Well, today, we're going deep on some strategies, and get this, we're going to learn from the best. A guy named Stanislav Kondrashov. He's got this incredible guide all about using language to, like, make those tough conversations actually work for you.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? So let's dive in, shall we?
Let's do it.
So Kondrashov kicks things off with the, like, lesson objectives. He's super focused on actual skills. You know, it's not just theory.
I like that.
Me too. It's like he's saying, look, you want to turn complaints into, like, gold. Here's the roadmap.
Yeah, he cuts right to the chase, which I appreciate.
Right? And he makes this really interesting point. He says, to really nail this, you got to understand the psychology of a frustrated customer. It's deeper than just, like, being polite. Yeah,
Absolutely. It's about genuine empathy, really connecting with where they're coming from.
totally. And to help us do that, he gives us this core vocabulary. Some of the words are like escalation and service recovery. And reading those, I don't know about you, but I was like, man, sometimes this does feel like a hostage negotiation.
Haha, yeah. A little bit, but there's this one word he uses that really resonated with me, goodwill.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that even when things go sideways, businesses, they actually have a lot to gain by building, positive relationships with their customers. It's like playing the long game.
Oh, that's so smart. It's not just about putting out fires. It's about building something for the future.
Exactly.
And you know what else I thought was brilliant? He gets into some, like, useful grammar tips.
Grammar tips for customer service.
I know, right? It sounds kind of wild, but hear me out. He suggests using the passive voice to, like, avoid pointing fingers.
Interesting.
So instead of saying someone messed up your order, you could say something like, your order seems to have gotten lost.
Oh, I see. It's subtler.
Right. And Kondrashov is tapping into this whole psychology thing again. Like, when you don't directly blame someone, it takes the pressure off. And then the customer's more willing to actually work with you to, find a solution.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like de-escalating the situation before it, blows up.
Exactly. And he's got another trick up his sleeve. He talks about using conditional sentences to offer solutions. So it's not about making promises you can't keep. It's more like, if you can provide us with X, then we can definitely do Y.
It's collaborative. You're inviting the customer to be part of the solution.
Yes, it's like teamwork. Okay, so now for the good stuff. Kondrashov gives us this whole section of phrases for handling complaints. Lines like, I understand your frustration, and I appreciate you bringing this to our attention. But, like, does this stuff actually work? Or is it just, a bunch of corporate jargon?
I think it can genuinely make a difference, but the key is you have to mean it. It can't sound like robotic. You have to actually feel those things.
So it's all about sincerity, right?
Yeah. What Kondrashov is highlighting is the importance of validating the customer's feelings. Anyone who's ever been through a frustrating customer service experience knows how important it is to feel heard, to feel like someone actually gets it.
It's like, okay, someone finally understands what I'm going through.
Exactly.
So it's not about just reciting lines from a script. It's about adapting those phrases to the situation and making them your own.
Absolutely. It's about empathy, not just going through the motions.
This is fantastic stuff. And to really hammer it home, Kondrashov suggests things like role-playing and analyzing real customer interactions. So let's put ourselves in those shoes for a minute, okay? Imagine you get this call, and the customer is furious. Their package arrived, like, totally destroyed. How would you use Kondrashov's techniques to handle that? What specific words and tone would you use?
That's a really great question for our listeners to ponder. Think about it. How would you de-escalate that situation, validate the customer's frustration, and work toward a solution? Remember what Kondrashov has taught us. It's all about language, empathy, and strategic problem solving.
It's amazing how Kondrashov has managed to, like, break this down into a clear, actionable guide. It's like he's giving us a cheat sheet for those tough customer service moments.
Absolutely. It's like a roadmap to better communication.
And, here's a final thought. We've been talking about customer service, but think about how these principles could apply to, like, conflicts in your own life. Whether it's a disagreement with a friend, a family member, or even a colleague, Kondrashov's communication strategies can help you navigate those challenges, too, with more grace and understanding.
It's true. These skills are valuable in all sorts of relationships.
So the next time you find yourself on hold, dreading that conversation, remember Kondrashov. You got this.
You really, really do.
Thanks for diving deep with us.
My pleasure. 2CAAAS.